Hi, I'd like to show you how to use our book, Learn to Read in Japanese, Volume 2. Instead of showing you how to use the physical book, as I did in my last video explaining how to use Volume 1, this time I'd like to show you how to use the digital version of Volume 2 on a computer desktop. Here's the first page of Chapter 36 of the book. Like all of the chapters, this one introduces 8 new kanji in a table at the beginning, and you're asked to take a pretest and test yourself on the different possible pronunciations of these 8 kanji before you start to read. The answers to this pretest are contained in this second table at the bottom of the first page of the chapter. After you take the pretest, you are asked to read vocabulary terms followed by practice sentences. In addition, the new kanji are keyed to lessons in 2 online resources, which you are encouraged to read after completing a chapter. One such resource is News in Slow Japanese. When you finish Chapter 36 of the book, you will be asked to read 2 lessons from another online resource, Satori Reader. The book itself contains thousands of Japanese sentences and phrases, and I'd like to demonstrate a technique for looking up the kanji that you will encounter while you're reading these sentences. I've opened 2 digital PDF files in separate windows on a desktop on a Windows 10 computer. I'm using the free version of Adobe Acrobat to read those PDF files. The first file is the Japanese reader for the second book. I've made this window larger so that we can read the sentences more easily. The second PDF file is the kanji catalog. I've made this window a little narrower since it consists of a single column. You can get both of these PDF files by using a link found at our website, JapaneseAudioLessons.com. Turning to the Japanese Reader window, let's start by reading sentence number 15 in this chapter. As you can see, the Japanese text is on the left side of the page in a large font. The explanatory text on the right consists of a Romaji equivalent and a translation into English, and I always cover it while reading the Japanese text so that I'm not tempted to cheat by looking at this information prematurely. In this case, let's say that I can read the sentence, Sono shika wa lion no ejiki ni natta. Now I uncover the text on the right, which confirms that I read the sentence correctly and shows me the literal translation. Now I go on to read the next sentence, which has 6 kanji in it. Let's suppose that I'm not too sure about the shape of the first kanji in this sentence, and I need to look up the kanji in order to refresh my memory about the kanji's description. If you've watched my previous video about Volume 1, you know that the process of looking up kanji while using the physical book is a little time-consuming. You first need to identify the kanji's Romaji pronunciation in the text to the right of the sentence, and then look up this pronunciation in the index at the back of the book. In this case, we can see that the first word in the Romaji sentence on the right is shumi, so we can be pretty sure that the pronunciation of the first kanji is shu. If I were using the physical book to look up this kanji, I would next look up shu in the index. I'll open the index as a digital file for illustration. In this case, I would have found 11 kanji in the index that are pronounced shu. After locating the kanji that I wanted in that list, I would have determined its number, which is 715. Next, I would have looked up this number in the kanji catalog in order to get information about the kanji before turning back to the Japanese sentence to continue reading. However, since I'm using the digital version of the book, there's a faster procedure that I can follow. First, I highlight the kanji using a mouse. Then I copy it by using Control-C, holding down both the Control and the C keys simultaneously. This puts the kanji into the computer clipboard. Next, I click on the window that contains the kanji catalog. Then I open a Find box by using Control-F. In the Find box, I type period, space, and then I paste the kanji that I've just copied by using Control V. Now I press Enter or click on Next. This takes me directly to the kanji's entry, allowing me to bypass the index completely and saving considerable time. It may be helpful to remember the phrase dot space kanji. This reminds us to enter a period and a space before we paste a kanji into a Find box. Now let's take a look at the entry for this kanji. It has 3 pronunciations. It means elegance, grace, etc. There are a few examples of its use in words. Here's a description to help me to remember what it looks like. Here are some cues, which are mnemonics, to help me to remember its pronunciations. Finally, here's another kanji that's very similar to this one, which I could look up by going to entry number 453. That's quite a bit of information, but I don't have to learn it all now. I'll have other chances to come back here. After I refresh my memory about this kanji's description, which is the reason I looked it up, I can return to the other window, the one with the Japanese reader, and keep on reading. Now let's say that I'm having trouble reading the second kanji in this sentence as well. This time I've forgotten the cue or the mnemonic which helps me to remember its pronunciation. I'll just use the same technique to look this one up. Highlight, Control C, kanji window, Control F, dot space, Control V, Enter. Now I can see the cues for this kanji. The cue that I wanted to look up was mirror, since the kanji is pronounced mi in this sentence. Now I can return to my reading. Please visit us at JapaneseAudioLessons.com and check out our How to Read Japanese page, which is right under this Reading Japanese tab, for additional details about the process of looking up kanji in this book. We wish you tremendous success with your Japanese studies.